So funnily enough, Assassin's Creed, the first one that came out in 2007, wasn't the first Assassin's Creed game I played. Now, the first Assassin's Creed game I actually played was Assassin's Creed 2, which I am doing a video on after this one. But Assassin's Creed, the first one, made me always feel as if there was something not right with it, you know, that could have just been ironed out in the next games, which actually turned out to be true. But for this video, I went back and finally fully played through the game and actually completed it, because, you know, previously I've just skipped past some stuff, and to figure out what I needed to figure out for the next games as well as the modern day stuff, I just watched a few cutscenes online. But I was pleasantly surprised that the game actually still packs a punch when the story's concerned anyway. So in this video I'm going to be doing a retrospective on Assassin's Creed and why out of all the Assassin's Creed games this one should get a full remaster. So let's get straight into the video. For the uninitiated, the plot focuses on Desmond Miles, a bartender living in the modern century. Now the actual date is 2012, so if we're watching this now, it's in the past, but when the game released, obviously, it was in the future. Now he has been kidnapped by Abstergo Industries to be subjected to a machine called the Animus. This machine analyzes and focuses on the subject's DNA to track genetic memory of the subject's ancestral family tree and allow the subject to experience their ancestors' life. In layman's terms, the machine allows the user to live out the ancestors' life exactly how they lived it. Abstergo Industries shows a deep interest with Desmond because of his family lineage, and it is comprised of a man who was part of a secret order of assassins who used their abilities and tools to bring peace to the world. Now this order is at war with some enemies known as the Templars, an organization that seeks to bring order to the world through control. Now the main game itself focuses on Desmond's ancestor Altair ibn Lahad, an assassin living in the Middle East in the year 1191 AD, a year before the Third Crusade would end. While on a mission to recover an artifact for his master Al-Mualim, Altair's arrogance and overconfidence causes him to fail his mission and to break their creed's three tenets: stay your blade from the blood of the innocent, never reveal yourself, and never endanger the Brotherhood. For this, Altair is stripped of his rank and weapons, but instead of being killed, he is given another chance to redeem himself. Al-Mualim tasks Altair with searching down 9 Templar supporters who bring corruption and pain to the people. Altair's task takes him across the cities of Damascus, Jerusalem, and Acre, where he finds and terminates these sons of bitches one by one. But with each murder, Altair learns from chatting with the dead that they believe their intentions to be noble, which I guess is supposed to justify them acting like complete douchebags. Either way, Altair crosses all the names off the list until he meets the man who was responsible for his slandered reputation, Robert de Sebel, who actually reveals to Altair that he had been lied to by his master, who wanted an orb known as the Apple of Eden to control the order. With anger in Altair's heart, he returns to the assassin order, Masyaf, to slay his master for his treachery. This was a remarkably interesting game that, while I admit I did feel a bit cheated having to constantly go back to each city 3 times, the game made this interesting by unlocking a new section of the city each time you go after one of your targets. It feels boring, I admit, but the reward for taking out your target and having a post-death conversation brings up interesting points about morality and justification. It's really quite thought-provoking as it compares to current events and organizations who justify their actions for a good cause. The mystery surrounding the connection between these 10 targets keeps you invested and keeps you going to find the answers. I learned through research for this retrospective that the game was actually inspired by a group of real-life assassins led by Hassan Isaba and his group the Assassin, which was described in a novel by Vladimir Bartol called Alamut, which became the major inspiration for the game. Now, obviously, if Hassan saw the future, then he would definitely reap in those benefits, you know, the royalty checks for the future generations. Now, the character of Altair is an interesting one, starting out arrogant and overconfident and eventually learning humanity over the course of the game. But this is something that is only talked about in cutscenes, not so much shown per se. Still, I wouldn't disagree with someone if they said Altair is a badass, because quite frankly, he is. But I feel that I would have liked to have seen Altair change, then have the dialogue explain it. But the dialogue is still hard-hitting and poignant when it needs to be, even if the character feels a tad bit sudden. Like, you know, that one guy who lost his arm. It's bitter at Altair for it, but by the end, he respects Altair and even refuses his apology, making him lose his arm because Altair isn't the same man as he was before, if you say so, mate. Now, one reason that attracted me to this game when I read about it and obviously thought about it was that the game promised the very first full open world environment to explore the cities in the game, and holy shit did this game deliver on that promise. Now I could still spend hours alone traversing the city of Jerusalem, climbing up the walls out of the buildings and running across the rooftops, leaping over streets to chase down my targets or watch them from that height. The level of detail put into the buildings is outstanding, from the sun shining on you in Damascus and Jerusalem, but it's still a bit confusing why Acre is then, really blue. It feels like a Vincent van Gogh painting, he just, went, fuck it, let's paint all the buildings blue, but he was born in 1853 and that was a bad joke. I am willing though to talk more about the frustrating aspects of the game, which is the game's control. Now I have heard a lot of people criticize the controls for being too sensitive, but I never really found them to be that. But there are instances when Altair climbs when I don't want him to climb, and then the combat, yeah. The game Whack-A-Moles? That's kind of what this game feels like, minus the blood and gore. I just feel like I'm swinging away at my enemies hoping to get a shot in until I get lucky, or I can block my adversaries and then get a stab in on them, or just push them away. I don't know why I can't kill them now, but fuck it. Because of this clunky combat, you'll find yourself taking some hits in, but when you do get some kills in, watching all the blood fly is glorious to say the least if, you're into that shit. The hidden blade kills are also fun, from just sneaking up on your enemies and stabbing them in the kidneys, or running up on them, jumping on them and ramming your blade into the necks, only to flee from the city guards and hide from them, sometimes in plain sight. These parts of fleeing from the city guards were more fun parts of the game, just to screw around with the guards. There are side missions to do in order to acquire information to perform your assassination. These missions include collecting flags, eavesdropping on people, beating up heralds, and stealing documents from people. These missions feel pretty dull, especially the flag collecting one, but I don't understand why it's vital to go around collecting these pieces of crap that they're not really important. Also, Altair can't swim, and there's a mission that takes place at the dockyard, having to leap from boat to reach a target, and if you fall in, you're fucked. That's annoying. Now I admit by today the game is dated. The graphics may not impress many newer gamers, and the combat is problematic and clunky, but the game soars thanks to its high concept story and addicting yet flawed gameplay. Many people call this a masterpiece, and I agree it's a game that everyone should play, but a masterpiece maybe not by today's standards. Still, when I want to feel nostalgic, I'll pop this bad boy in and run around Jerusalem with the city guards on my tail any day. So guys and girls, that has been it for this video. If you have enjoyed, click the like button down below, comment down below what you think about the first Assassin's Creed game and what you think it could have improved on. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe for more content, and I'll see you in the next video.